Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Un-kvlt vlog. Now, in this episode, I will be talking about the 1992 Jackie Chan starrer Police Story 3 aka Supercop. So, I will be talking about both the film and this lovely new Blu-ray edition from Eureka Entertainment. In one of the feature commentaries included on this Blu-ray, Hong Kong movie expert Frank Zheng talks about the place of Police Story 3 in the whole franchise, specifically about the expansion of the scope of the film and the changes in Jackie Chan's character in this third sequel. Now, the first two installments were set entirely in Hong Kong and featured Chan as hot-headed Inspector Kakui, who is constantly reprimanded by his superiors. The third feature goes international, rushing off to China and to Malaysia. Also, Kakui as a character now appears more mature and less inclined to go renegade. In fact, in PS3, he is regarded as the Supercop, fit to be entrusted with a covert mission to capture an important drug runner in cooperation with the authorities in mainland China. So that's quite a promotion. Now, when we look back, the first two Police Story films followed a similar pattern. Chan's law enforcer character is passionate but unruly, and his antics get him into trouble with both the authorities and his long-suffering airhead girlfriend played by Maggie Cheung. But a lot happened in the 4 years between Police Story 2 and 3. In 1990, Jackie Chan made a major bid for international stardom with Armor of God 2 Operation Condor, directly competing with the James Bond and Indiana Jones franchises in the exotic adventure genre. And with her work in the films of Wong Kar-wai and Stanley Kwan, Maggie Cheung was also developing a reputation as a powerhouse performer. The other major novelty in PS3 is the introduction of a partner for Jackie in the form of the incredible Michelle Yeoh. Like Chan himself, Malaysian origin Michelle had gained fame in the 80s as a bona fide action star that did all her own stunts. But after that, she had taken a break from films for almost 5 years. PS3 would be her return to reclaim the title of Action Queen, and boy, she seems totally determined to do that and more. In the film, Yeoh plays a Chinese policewoman who is assigned to help Chan with his mission of infiltrating an international crime gang. Of course, like all good chauvinists, he at first considers her a liability, so she has to show him what she's made of. There's a continuous game of one-upmanship between these two stars that works wholly in the film's favor. PS3 is part of Jackie Chan's golden run and successfully continues his trademark blend of action and humor. Unlike the previous films, which were directed by Jackie himself, the third film is helmed by Stanley Tong. This was only Tong's second feature and the first one of such a huge scope. To his credit, PS3 equals and even exceeds the thrills of 1 and 2. There are a number of decent skirmishes sprinkled throughout the feature, but its tour de force is the extended climax, which ranks as one of the most ambitious action sequences ever. Starting as an attempt to ambush a prison van, it becomes a major vehicle chase. Michelle Yeoh dangling by the side of the van as it hurtles through rush hour traffic brings to mind Jackie's acrobatics outside the bus from the first Police Story. Michelle has the grace of a ballet dancer married with the physicality of a fighter, and to top it all, an absolute no shits given attitude towards risky stunts. On the other side, you have Jackie hanging for real from a rope ladder attached to a helicopter as it flies across the city. After this, the helicopter crash lands atop a train, and there's a free-for-all between these two super cops and the villains on the train roof while they all struggle to keep themselves from falling off. It's possibly just my impression, but in these scenes, Jackie seems to be aiming for a crazier take on Buster Keaton's stunts in Sherlock Jr. and Steamboat Bill. Mind you, all of this is done on location with no optical tricks or green screen computer wizardry. This portion of the film was done in Malaysia apparently because they would have never got permission for such stunts in Hong Kong. Suffice to say that it all makes for an immensely thrilling experience that you will want to revisit multiple times purely to convince yourself that you really saw all these crazy scenes. For fans of badass Hong Kong style action, this is a landmark motion picture experience. Okay, so that's about the film. A few words now about the Blu-ray from Eureka. Newly restored in 4K resolution. PS3 is also available as a 4K Blu-ray, but since I don't have a 4K setup, I was content to go with the 1080p version. I'm not an expert videophile, but I was quite pleased with the presentation, which looked lush and organic without any undue digital scrubbing. There's a healthy color spectrum that doesn't seem to be influenced by any yellow or teal push, which is a common complaint in modern restorations. The audio defaults to Chinese lossless mono, which I assume was the theatrical mix, with options given for stereo and even an Atmos track. There's also a lossless English mono track. The Chinese mono is a robust track with no distortions or other weaknesses. PS3 was shot in sync sound using the actors' original voices, because of which the dialogue comes across better than in the Hong Kong films that were wholly dubbed in post. So, on to the bonus features now. There are so many extras crammed onto this disc. It's only the magic of an encoder like David Mackenzie which ensures that everything is presented as best as it can be. First off, there's the alternate shorter US version called Supercop. I haven't actually watched this alternate version and I can't tell you how it compares video wise to the main feature, but I see it purely as a bonus and I wouldn't put any nits in it. Apart from the Frank Zheng commentary which I mentioned before, there's a second full-length commentary from Mike Leader and Un-kvlt. These guys, like Zheng, are regular contributors to a lot of Hong Kong martial arts Blu-rays, and this is again an enthusiastic and trivia-laden track that fans will find entertaining. There's a video piece with a guy called John Kreng, who is described as a stuntman and choreographer. Initially, I thought this guy might have worked on Supercop, but it turns out he's just a fan of the film who was then inspired to get into the business. His piece is pleasant but a little rambling, like this review maybe. The best extras for me were the archival interviews with Jackie, Michelle and Stanley Tong. They have many recollections from the making of the film and especially its thrilling action sequences. There are some special interest featurettes, including one about Jackie Chan video games and a Hong Kong City location guide for various scenes from the first two Police Story movies. There's also almost an hour's worth of outtakes from the shoot and just about every flavor of trailer that you might want. And if you are still not satisfied, the first run of copies of this Blu-ray comes with a booklet with an essay, and you also get a nice set of postcard stills from the film. So in all, this is quite a comprehensive package that does ample justice to one of the most thrilling action films of all time. So there you have it, folks, the Un-kvlt vlog review of Police Story 3 and the Blu-ray from Eureka Entertainment. If you like this, please hit the like button or subscribe to this channel for more reviews and video pieces from the Un-kvlt site. Thanks a lot. Take care.